All right, let's bring in Dr. Bianca Adair, Director of the Intelligence Studies Program in the Department of Politics at the Catholic University of America. Dr. Adair, great to be with you as always. I mean, this certainly is not the first drone attack on American forces in the Middle East. However, it is the first one that has resulted in the loss of life, the 3 U.S. soldiers that Owen had talked about. How does this change the landscape? And how do you think the U.S. should respond?
Well, first and foremost, these soldiers are obviously in our prayers, as you said, as are the wounded and their families. This is a situation that I hate to say it, we can foresee it, in part because this is the first really, truly successful Iranian backed attack against the United States, keeping in mind that there's been over 150 attempts to kill U.S. service personnel. And that is something that we have to keep in our mind. This is important also because this attack came from Syria into Jordan. It's significant because Iran's paramilitary Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, they have headquartered themselves in Syria, and they do operate with Hezbollah and other Shia militants to conduct wars against the Islamic State. And really, the question is if this is an example where you may actually see the fingerprints directly of Iran on this attack. It's speculation, but it's a speculation born out of the fact that you have so many IRGC bases in Syria. It's really, really something that the current administration has to look at and recognize that there are more deaths potential to happen because Iran has not let up these attacks.
Yeah, and the White House has said that, or has not said rather what it will do, but has said that the U.S. will respond at the time of its choosing. Meanwhile, a number of lawmakers, many Republican, are calling on the Biden administration to hit Iran hard. Bianca, how does the U.S. send a message to Iran without escalating the situation in the Middle East? Is that possible?
Honestly, that's going to be the hardest question. That is the $1 million question. The issue is because we have taken, and I think we've heard repeatedly, this measured approach to all of these different attacks against the U.S. interests, commercial vessels, and so on. That measured approach has done nothing with respect to Iran other than to embolden it. At some point in time, there has to be a recognition this very slow and gentle approach is not working. And that means that we will have to be infinitely more aggressive. The call, though, for an attack on Iran proper, is one, though, that I can certainly see people being very circumspect about because this is different than what the attacks are currently. So the U.S. needs to hit much harder all of those bases, all of those weapons depots, because if the United States doesn't do it, we will end up in a direct war with Iran at a time when there is instability throughout the Middle East. It's very dangerous, but we do have to do much more than we are now unless we want to end up in a direct war with Iran.
Yeah, and there are reports, not a whole lot of time left, but I do want to talk about this. These reports that the drone that struck Tower 22 in Jordan was possibly mistaken as an American drone, and also that the base's auto response of its air defense system somehow was turned off. So basically, no warning for the troops who were reportedly sleeping at the time. Bianca, what do you make of all this? And do you think this was maybe an intelligence failure on our part or something else?
Well, I do think on one hand, it's certainly a tactical intelligence failure. At this point in time, given the sheer number of drone attacks that have occurred, all of those bases, and especially any base adjacent to Syria or Iraq, must have all of those alerts turned on. The mistaking the drone is frankly just a way that the United States is cautious in doing warfare. We're doing the right things, but we have to help ourselves by turning on those early alert systems.
Well, Dr. Adair, thank you so much for your time, your insights. We always appreciate it.
Thank you so much.